I hired this expert landing page guru to rip apart and review 5 landing pages submitted by our students. Oliver Kenyon has built landing pages for some of the world's biggest brands like bodybuilding.com, T-Pain, Manny Pacquiao, and so much more. And just last week, I asked our Course Creator Pro members to submit just one page they wanted reviewed by him. I selected 10 lucky contestants to get roasted, and together Oliver and I are going to point out some common landing page mistakes that are destroying your conversions, and more importantly, how to fix those. So before we dive into landing page number 1, Oliver, what is the focus of these landing page reviews going to be?
We focus on design. What little elements and what little conversion principles can we implement on these pages to increase the conversion rate? Okay, we're not rethinking, we're not redesigning, we're adding important elements that have huge high impact changes to your conversion rates. And these are all changes that you can do yourself.
All right, with that being said, let's jump into page number 1, which was sent in by Nathan Takatsky. So he's actually got 124,000 subscribers on YouTube. He's looking for some feedback on his webinar squeeze page that is currently converting at 14%. What say you, Oliver Kenyon?
We start with what we call the above the fold section. For anyone who doesn't know what that means, when you load a website, whether it's on mobile, whether it's on desktop, it's what loads in that first screen. And straight away, we're looking for 5 crucial conversion elements. Those 5 elements, I'll run through them and then we'll look at and see if Nate's got them. Those 5 elements are a strong value proposition, social proof, trust and credibility, call to action, and product imagery. So straight away, we'll start with value proposition. Speak conversational Spanish in 90 days. This is Nathan's headline. This is the value proposition. This is what we see first and foremost when we come on this page. And I must admit, I think this is a very strong value proposition. It tells me exactly what I'm going to do. It tells me how long it's going to take me, and it tells me the outcome or the perceived benefit of the program that I'm about to enter. We try to keep those headlines between 5 and 7 words. It's really good to mention numbers as Nathan's done. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Secondly, we're looking for social proof. Now, social proof is in the form of anything like Trustpilot icons, testimonials, reviews, anything that makes me want to socially desire this product because someone else has used it and got a perceived value, and that value proposition has come true for someone else. Looking at this straight away, see why Nate is trusted by more than 10 million people, and then you've got a testimonial here. 2 big problems with this. 1, no disrespect to Nate, it's a bit of an unbelievable stat. 10 million people trust this course, trust this thing that I'm about to buy into. I would probably reword that to be something a little bit more believable, even if you do have those kind of stats. Secondly, we see this testimonial here. This doesn't stand out anywhere near as much as this testimonial should. The problem with this is it's plain text, it's small, it doesn't stand out. We need to make it pop more. So how can we do that? So you need a first and last name. This isn't that. You need a picture of this person, and clearly this person is a influencer, which is a great testimonial. 5+ million YouTube, maybe add the word subscribers here, but you need a picture of this person to associate. 1, it draws attention to the picture, but 2, it makes it more believable because there's a picture of a real person to back up that testimonial. I would also probably make these quote marks a little bit bigger so it stands out and just make it look more of a quote. 3 is trust. Trust comes in the form of trust seals. It's saying here that Nate is trusted by 10 million people, but what's more effective is actually telling me brands of authority within the same space that trust and Nate works with. So just by adding a section, say here, for example, that says, Nate has worked with, or you're in good company, these people have taken this course, and then having the logos of those influencers or brands that I associate with because I want to learn Spanish and I know these people, is really going to help that trust thing as well. Also, this is good. No commitment for 30 days, cancel anytime. However, this point of the funnel, this is a squeeze page, you're purely asking for an opt-in. You haven't mentioned anything about a payment or a course. To mention that there's no commitment for 30 days and you can cancel any time is actually going to take people away from opting into your form. Instead of this, change this to something like the padlock emoji. Emojis work really, really well when it comes to design and conversion design. Again, they draw the attention. And just put something like, we trust your privacy and will never spam you. That small little line is going to really help get opt-ins on this form.
You shouldn't be mentioning cancel anytime. Like, cancel what? I thought I was signing up. It says start free 7-day Spanish course, but I can cancel it? What does that mean? So that one inconsistency there is going to cause some confusion. And if it was me, I'd be skeptical. Like, what are you trying to sell me here, right? The second thing that I feel like is inconsistent is you say speak conversational Spanish in 90 days. Great transformation. I love that there's a time frame to that. But then you say start my free 7-day Spanish course. So it went from 90 days, 3 months, to 7 days. So I'm like, wait, what am I signing up for here? You said I was going to increase that in 90 days, but it's a 7-day Spanish course. And so if you can, right, you want to focus on selling one thing. In 7 days, you will get this outcome. And here's what I'm selling.
We've got trust, we've got social proof, we've got strong value proposition. Call to action is the 4th item. Your call to action button is here. Start free 7-day Spanish course. Completely agree with Stockton, your messaging is completely wrong. You've told people that they're going to learn conversational Spanish in 90 days. You're then saying start your 7-day Spanish course, which is free. You're then saying there's no commitment for 30 days, but cancel anytime. Well, what am I canceling if it's free? And this is why your conversion rate's so low for an opt-in page, who are confused and almost skeptical to opt in because you're making huge claims like 10 million people with no proof to back it up. You're saying it's 90 days. You're then saying it's a 7-day, and you're asking them to no commitment, but they can cancel any time. Well, surely that's a commitment. So I think you're just going to turn people off. I think the last element is strong product imagery. Probably something you're maybe missing above the fold, and I'll show you how you can do that right now. So this is a landing page. It's ugly, it's simple, but it works. It ticks all of those boxes. This converts at around about 86% last time I looked, okay? We're touching on 5 elements. We have social proof here, so rated 4.8 out of 5 by hundreds of e-commerce students. So you could say by hundreds of fluent Spanish speakers. We have the strong value proposition. Notice how it's all consistent. Learn 10 things you can implement today to instantly skyrocket your conversion rates. The call to action then backs up that value proposition. Instantly watch the workshop now. We have the trust underneath, start increasing your conversion rates today. We have that testimonial that looks like a testimonial because it's in quotation marks. We've separated first and last name. We've put a company name on it, and we have a real picture, and we have that product imagery as well. Hopefully that's a couple of pointers we can take away for you, Nate.
All right, so moving on to the next landing page here, we have a submission from Karsten Nielsen. It's again a webinar squeeze page. He's currently getting a 20% conversion rate on this, saying writing copy is one of our biggest weaknesses. We could use some serious help in using the right wording for our landing pages.
Let's have a look straight away above the fold. We're looking for those 5 elements, and we can see that pretty much 4 of them are missing. Okay, we have a lot of copy. We have too much copy in my opinion. Let's read it and let's see what myself and Stockton think. The problem with this is it looks a little bit scammy again. It's that kind of bold, big text that kind of takes up the whole page. What I would personally do is I would separate this top headline into like a toolbar if you can. So add like a toolbar at the top, put something like incredible free gift, and maybe add some scarcity, especially if you can make that scarcity dynamic. So something like only available for November, something like that. Then you have your value proposition, which is your title here. So 5 secrets, the secret system which generates $300,000 plus per year. I would stray away from the whole kind of secret thing, because I think these kind of methods used to work 5-10 years ago when everyone was new to working online. Make money online was new. Everyone wanted secrets, insider tips, etc. I think now it's more about having an honest approach with your marketing. So I would change this headline to be something like get instant access to the system that generates plumbing companies 300,000+ per year. As simple as that. Strong value proposition. Again, in that proposition, you might want to mention numbers. So you might want to say like the secret system that's generated 164+ plumbing companies an additional $300,000 per month. Then you have some form of social proof. So this is where I would grab something like this, rated 4.9. And by the way, this is done for a reason. Our course is actually rated 5 out of 5, but we don't put 5 out of 5 because it's unbelievable. So we go 4.8 or 4.9, 5 stars by hundreds of happy plumbers. You then have your form. This form here needs to be pulled way up. So I would have it above the fold, have a call to action that says like instantly watch the workshop now. You have to treat cold audiences as if they're like 6 years old. You have to hold their hand. You have to make everything obvious. Use directional cues and make it big.
Notice how in Oliver's example, above the fold, right, as soon as I land on it, boom, there's a huge green button that moves when I hover over it to watch the workshop now, right? Going back to Carson's example, right, I have to scroll all the way down here until I see anything. And that is putting way too much friction on the user who lands on the page. Like they're just not gonna know to scroll down. And most people won't scroll down. You have to give them, hold their hands, make it as easy as possible. Here's the form. You don't have to move. It's right there. I just need your first name, phone, and email.
When they click that ad, they are in the mind frame of I quickly just want to get access to this as quick as possible before I realize that this is a scam or not, or I make my decision on whether or not this is a real thing or not. By pushing this right down the fold, and again, there's big no-nos because you see these white images. This is good social proof, but I wouldn't have it on your opt-in page personally. This is good social proof for your sales page probably, but you see how these are like white, okay? And as I scroll down, I don't even notice your form here because it kind of just blends in with this. And I know that sounds stupid, but it's often these small intricacies that make the huge amount of difference. Also make it about a generalization, not about us. I don't know who us is. Again, a big no-no for me when you're paying for every click is having a phone field on your form. You might might want to contact them by phone, but 9 times out of 10 people will put in a dodgy number. You can ask for this on step 2, or you can follow up in an email. You will see far bigger opt-ins if you get rid of that phone field.
You need to really ask yourselves, how important is this information I'm asking for? I see some of you guys asking for way too much information: name, email, phone number, address. A quick question, it's like, understand that each individual piece of information you ask for will drop your conversion rate by 5% or more. Unless there's a really specific reason and it's understood what the reason is for the phone number, don't ask for it. All right, let's move on to the next landing page. This is submitted by Yannick Van Heerden. So he's running a Brilliant Life Habits Masterclass. Again, another opt-in for a webinar. A 1% conversion rate on this. So really bad conversion rate. 10,000 views turned into only 100 opt-ins. He says once they get to the webinar, it's converting well and they're sticking, but getting them there and actually signing up is what's hard for him.
The masterclass focuses on people who want to have brilliant outcome in their life. Okay, so that's the benefit, is having a brilliant outcome. But what does that even mean?
Very fluffy.
Yeah, exactly. Just bear in mind, me and Stockton are looking at this as if we've just clicked an ad, okay? Search on Google for usability test. Anyone can do this. If you search on Google for usability test, there's a test from 5 Second Test. I think it's 5secondtest.com. It's called, I think it's Usability Hub. You can basically submit your landing pages to a panel of people that will open your page. It comes up on their screen. It lasts for 5 seconds and then it closes. They have 5 seconds to summarize what you're trying to do on your page, and then they give you feedback based on that 5 seconds. I guarantee you that if you had 30 people, there'll probably be 2 who understood what you were offering. And I think this is the biggest problem with your page. So it says brand new behavior change scientist reveals Brilliant Life Habits Masterclass. Doesn't mean anything to me. 5 steps to build brilliant life habits so you can find mental clarity and live on purpose. That's the strongest bit of content on your page. This whole above the fold needs to be completely simplified. You've got a logo here, which is Impactor, and then you have Brilliant Life Habits Masterclass. Just pull this up here. We always talk about real estate on a page, especially above the fold. It's basically the use of space that you have above that fold. You are using so much real estate with this logo, and if you pull everything up, especially on a mobile, everything else pulls up with it. The more you can get above the fold, those 5 key elements, the better your page will convert. Then your value proposition needs to become so much more clearer. What is the outcome? And you have to think of the transformation, but what is the outcome and the benefit of someone opting into this masterclass? It's to live a better and more prosperous life, right? So that's what your value proposition needs to be. Tell me exactly in that one headline, don't confuse me with like 3 different headlines and a long paragraph of text. Tell me in one headline exactly what I'm getting from this masterclass. All of this is just fluff. Stockton said it when we opened up the page, a lot of fluff. So just condense this into one benefit-driven value proposition as a title. And I think what you're really lacking is a testimonial or social proof above the fold. Lastly, a big no-no, just because I've spotted it. Have a look at your page, right? Everything is green. Your brand colors are all green. These are all green, all green, all green. I scroll down, everything's green, green, green. Okay, green, green, green. Now, it sounds stupid, but all your call to actions have just gone missing because they're exactly the same color as your brand colors. So this button here needs to stand out completely against the brand colors. Choose something completely opposite. Choose a purple. If you're in doubt, choose Amazon orange. People are used to seeing it and clicking it. Okay, so just Google Amazon orange hex code, grab that color, make your button stand out way more.
Awesome, man. Let's just jump in now to sales pages. A submission by Joe Simpson, who's actually one of our students who just passed $100,000 in 30 days of launching his course. He's teaching people how to tune cars, a market that I don't think is used to being marketed to. Whereas like my market, I'm marketing to marketers. So I have to make sure that all of these principles that Oliver's talking about are on point. Whereas somebody like Joe, it may not be nearly as important, but if he makes all these changes that Oliver's talking about, I mean, his conversion rates are going to skyrocket. So you might as well apply these.
First and foremost, this is a home page. I wouldn't necessarily call this a sales page. Sales pages are very direct response. What I mean by that is they're built for one reason, and that's to sell. Whereas your home page is kind of contradicting everything that we kind of go against. And don't take that in the wrong way. You've done amazing. You've sold your course, but 100K of your course, congratulations. That's incredible. But I feel like there's so much you can do to this. If your focus is to sell and sell only, then make that the focus of this page. There's a lot of stuff, again, fluff on this page that just takes away from the main point and the main principle of this page. I say this all the time. Even on a home page, have one clear focus. So as I'm scrolling down this page, I'm confused, right? I have a sign up here. Sign up to what? I have no idea. I then have a learn more here discounted for sponsors. I don't really understand. I then come down here and I'm joining my email list, but I have to put my phone in and select my skill level. There's just, again, too much confused messaging on here. My advice, and don't forget, I work in the conversion rate optimization space, I have done for 10 years, is to focus on what matters. If all you want is to make more money, then sell your course on your homepage or talk about your course on your homepage. If it's to get sponsorships, talk about sponsorships. I personally would not confuse them. Things like sponsorship and info, etc., and unneeded links in your header, get rid of them, put them in your footer. Then when it comes to your page, I'm going to walk you through a perfect page layout. So most of you would have heard of the AIDA principle. It stands for attention, interest, desire, action. We've actually reinvented that model. Ours is attention, transformation, which is new, interest, desire, FAQ, action. So it's completely different. Now, imagine your landing page, your sales page, your home page as a piece of paper. Divide that piece of paper into these sections. Attention, above the fold, 5 key value propositions. So it still doesn't change. It's value proposition, social proof, trust, call to action, image. Then the second section, just below the fold, is the transformation. So this section is all about telling people how they get the perceived benefit of what you're offering. So if all this page is trying to do is to focus on the course itself, then again, make your above the fold more like this. And then your second section in that transformation section is how they actually get the outcome. We normally do this in the form of steps. So step 1 is like, how do they physically get that product? So on here, it will be something like step 1, click sign up now and select your package to get instant access. Step 2 is how do you deliver that package and how do they fulfill what they've just purchased. Step 3 isn't them actually getting the product, it's the outcome of the product. So don't get this confused. Notice how these are like order instantly, ship within 24 hours. This isn't a received product, this is be healthy and happy. So that's the benefit of this is a multivitamin product that we've just used an example, but it's the benefit. So that's transformation. Interest is next. So interest comes in the form of 2 sections. Benefits first, features second. Again, as I scroll down, I have my interest section here. This is where I tell people the benefit of the product. So here I would put something like, the car of the dreams of everyone's dreams in the middle, and then have a kind of section around it that says, faster acceleration. It's all about the actual benefit to the consumer as opposed to how you deliver that. Okay, so that's interest section number 1. Then we go to interest section number 2, which is features. So notice this is a multivitamin pill. All I'm talking about here is the benefit of the pill to the user. I haven't mentioned anything about ingredients, which is a feature. Now I go to features, then mention the ingredients. So again, on courses, on memberships, on things like this is where you mention things about the deliverables of the course. So features of the course, it's how many lessons are there? How many hours of teaching? Is there a checklist? Is there an online community? Is there a private Slack channel? It's the feature of the course. So that's the interest section. You've now piqued my interest. Then it's desire. So desire is done through social proof, which you have here. This is good. So your FAQs are actually more about objection handling any objections that anyone has at the point of that page. So how do I order it? When do I get it? When do I see results? How long will it take? How much does it cost? Do you offer a money back guarantee? All those questions need to be stuffed into this section. And then I need another call to action at the bottom. What can I do to take action on this product straight away?
All right, folks, that is Oliver Kenyon. If you want to see the other 2 landing page reviews and tons of more content on landing page optimization, how to create webinars, email follow-up sequences, how to create, launch, and market your own online course, you can click below to watch a completely free training. This gives you a sneak peek of what's in the actual full program. And we also give you an exclusive discount to join Oliver's program at 50% off. Hope you guys got a ton of value from this video. I hope your conversion rates start to skyrocket after applying what you learned in this video, and we'll see you guys in the next one.